I was just asked a little while ago on a particular trade that we are in regarding PatternCast. PatternCast is our alert service. It's actually what we call a setup service because it creates scenarios. And we mail these out to our customers every night for the following day for that session. Sessions in futures, stocks, and Forex. And then if those scenarios are realized, in other words, if that particular setup is triggered and we are compelled to get into that stock or that future or that Forex, then what we do is we hopefully will achieve the entry or the exit or the profit potential of that particular setup. But we were asked, well, what are your thoughts on this particular one when you get in? And I was thinking, man, I really don't have any thoughts because we handle every single trade exactly the same. So first of all, we're talking about PatternCast. And the way it works is we issue setups that are good for that current session. And then if triggered, in other words, if the setup actually works, then we may hold up to 4 days. No longer. So what do we do if it is in profit, or what do we do if it goes against us? Well, there's one thing that we do. By the way, after 4 days, we are out, no matter what. Out, no matter. But if it is profitable, then what we do is we manage profitable trades. That's what we do. How do we do that? Well, let's take a look at some statistics around PatternCast alerts and trades that are triggered. It might be interesting to note that 68% of last month's signals or alerts outright hit their targets. Not only did they hit their targets, but they exceeded their targets with a maximum potential profit of 214% of the total target range. In other words, that one standard deviation, or 68%, or almost 70%, that 70 is our actual goal for hitting targets, not only hit the target, but went more than double that target. So that's pretty good information to have. So 68% hit target with an average of 214% over. All right, so there's another statistic that you need to keep in mind. That approximately 80% of our trades that trigger after 4 days remain profitable. So that's very important too. So we know that approximately 20% will fall below. Now we don't know which ones those will be, and we don't know when that will happen, but we do know that within those 4 days. So our main job then is to work on that 68 and that 80%. If something has moved into profitability and it has gone beyond, well, we've found that, let's say that here's our average target and here's our average entry. Once we've gone beyond the 50% mark, we don't let those become losing trades. So in other words, we set our stop. If it gets up to there, then we stop. Maybe a little bit above the entry. Make sure that we do not lose on that trade. We know that a good portion of those that are going to get up there are going to hit that target and go beyond. We know. Well, we don't know, but on average, we know that a good portion of them are going to go here and then go beyond. If it goes beyond our target, we are clearly in that 68% range. We want to protect that. We want to protect that target, and we want to be able to gain as much as we can. We don't know how high it's going to go. Sometimes you can tell that it just has incredible momentum, and you can employ all kinds of different strategies to try to manage as much profit as possible. You know, you could continue to move your stop loss, maybe trail a stop up there. That could be one way to do it. You could simply set a limit order where you think it might go. If you know that on average it's 214%, why not put a limit order up there at 200% of the target, just in case. You never know. It might hit it. So that's some of the thinking that we might do. So here is this is last night's PatternCast alerts. Not all of them trigger. Some of them trigger, some of them don't, some of them just go away. We send out equities, futures, and Forex. Approximately 30%, sometimes 35% of these will trigger. And of those that trigger, we know that 68% of them are going to at least hit their target, and on average have been going over 214% of the target. And 80% of them in the next 4 days are going to remain profitable. We know that. We also know that a very high percentage, something in the order of 80% or so, that once they turn profitable will get above that 50% mark. I mean, hitting 50% is like almost a no-brainer. Some people will actually set their profit target right there, and they're getting, you know, and instead of a 68% profitability, they're reaching, you know, 80 or 90%. So that's another strategy that you could use. But just knowing these statistics tells you a lot. We do not manage risk. We manage profitable trades. That is a fundamental difference. We manage profitable trades. After 4 days, we're out. We don't care where it is. We're out. We have no statistics beyond that time frame. It's a window. It's a window of opportunity. And that's PatternCast. Check it out. Links are below.